So we are doing another reading. Unfortunately, another breakup, but this one we wanted them to work. I know I wanted them to work because they are adorable. They both are very good looking, and they just had a baby. So it's like, why not work? But it turns out he just could not stop cheating. So Serayah and Joey has breaking up. Serayah posted. It didn't pop up on my thing, but the page that posted it popped up. And unfortunately, she is choosing herself because he unfortunately can't stop cheating. So that could have been what they were arguing about when I think this was before she was pregnant or before we knew she was pregnant. It was it was pictures that went viral where it looked like they was arguing outside, and it could have been based on that. So let's see. What type of relationship did Joy and Serayah have prior to the breakup? So we have the Queen of Wands, so that's Serayah. Four of Wands, they have a connection that is Two of Swords. Definitely could be very domestic, or at least that's how Serayah, views it or experiences the relationship. We have the Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. So they could have had something like that was more private or just to themselves before it became public. But we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Two of Cups. They had, connections, Five of Pentacles. They definitely had a connection, as two of them, like two of them together, Joey and Serayah. They had a pretty, stable connection. And as you can see, they also did a lot together. So the thing is, they got along, well when they were getting along. But we do have the Five of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So it's like it wasn't, it wasn't perfect, but they had a private relationship at first. So they could have been dating longer than longer than we know they were. Like before they went public, they could have actually been dating, for quite a while, or dealing with each other for quite a while before it went public. So I actually feel like that's actually what these seven cards is. Them dealing with each other in public, or Serayah, dealing with him in in private. Did I say but? Yeah, so they had something private. Also at the bottom of the deck, Three of Cups. So they definitely enjoy each other's company, and they were able to laugh and joke and really just hang out together and vibe together. We have the Justice card. We have the Empress card. We have the Hermit card. We have the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, they had a connection. It definitely felt like a soul connection. They could definitely have like a soul connection. There's something about their connection being something that doesn't feel like completely fresh. You got the High Priestess and the Hermit both coming out in a reading. So this is a connection where their souls or spirits could have definitely recognized each other. So it could have definitely been like a past life thing, or it was just meant for them to maybe, bring a child into this world. But unfortunately, the relationship, as far as romance goes, is over with. But she's a parent now. But with the Empress card and the Hermit card, even though, she was dealing with him, she could have felt like she was in it alone sometimes. It could have been times where she needed him and he just wasn't there, with the Empress card and a Hermit card, because that's like a looking for me type of card. I mean, not looking for me type of card, but it's like a searching card. And it's like, if this is what's coming out, I don't see a king yet or an emperor, but I see a queen and an empress. And then you got the Hermit right after the Empress. It's like she could have felt like she was in it by herself, And then you have the Page of Pentacles. Then you have the Temperance card. It could have also been too, like they had different stuff they had to do where they had to be separated because they're celebrities. So they could have had different jobs to do in different places and things like that. But Ace of Swords, Two of Wands, Three of Wands. And then when they do, get together and communicate and stuff like that, they might actually video chat or something like that. Temperance card, or Ace of Swords, or when they hang out, it's a good time, it's a good vibe, So it's like when they're getting along, they get along well. But since I don't see the king yet, Serayah definitely could have felt like she was in a connection by herself. So they had a connection where she could have, routinely felt like she was just in it by herself. Like she could have felt like she was the main one showing up. And even if they did have some type of understanding or agreement or something like that, it just seemed like, because with the Justice card and Empress, it's like, okay, were things balanced? Were things fair? Something like that. But let's see. Since these are majors, I'm going to just clarify. What is the High Priestess? And I feel like they had a connection where they did have long conversations and things like that. So Serayah could have felt like, they was on the right track when they would have these conversations, but apparently he just couldn't stop cheating. So we have the Eight of Pentacles with the High Priestess card. Okay. So work matters could have, took them away from each other at times, and it could have caused them to not, it just felt silent. And then you have the Justice card with the Seven of Wands. It's almost like she had to like fight for what she believed she was supposed to have or experience in their relationship. So it could have been multiple times she was putting her foot down because maybe she just felt like he wasn't hearing him. I mean, he wasn't hearing her or giving her what she required or needed, or giving her what was proper. And then you have the Two of Pentacles with the Empress card. And then the Ten of Swords with the Hermit card. So yeah, it was just a lot of stuff that was like unbelievable that she had to deal with. And, I feel like she attempted, to show up and things like that, but I don't know if she was getting the same in return. Like, I don't really know. Because of course they're celebrities, so we know that they're busy with all these different things, but she might have felt like she was the main one showing like genuine effort, because I don't even see his energy anywhere. So the type of connection that they had is like, she was showing up. She could have, she wanted the proper treatment from him. She probably didn't feel like she was getting it, because it just seems like, she's showing up, doing this and that. Could have even been supporting him. She was very vocal about, what she wanted, very vocal about even starting over or doing things a different way if that'll work. But I just don't know if she was, feeling heard or being heard, because I don't really see that many cups. I don't think, besides the Two of Cups, cups didn't even come out. So I don't know if she was being heard, okay? So I don't know what they agreed on, or what type of, foundation they had, but I'm just not seeing his energy, So how was joy showing up in the relationship for Serayah? How was joy showing up in a relationship with Serayah? All right, Ace of Swords, Three of Wands, Eight of Cups. So he also had the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Wands is coming out for a second time. So he was, vocal about whatever it is he had to say. So he had no problem opening up and saying what needed to be said. It's almost like he would say something, he would be thorough with the Ace of Swords and Three of Wands, and then he'd let it go. And then you have the Star card. It's almost like, too, he could even go like into being very intellectual in the conversation as well. It turns intellectual, but we have the Two of Swords and the Lover's card. And the Justice card. So the Lover's card is showing up, but it's almost like he could have been intellectualizing the way he showed up in a relationship. Like it wasn't lovey-dovey, kissy-kissy. It was more so like, it's like he's very mental and intellectual. And I don't know if he shows up the way she actually needs someone to show up. Because he got the Star card coming out pretty close to, the first cards, and then the Lovers and Justice card come out, and then the Nine of Pentacles. So he could have been acting like he was single or something. He had the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. He was very emotionally calculating, but at least the Ace of Cups came out. But it's like, I don't know if he showed it obviously, though. Also, he likes, quality time. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Also, he might need enough time to himself as well. That's going to make him feel emotionally content. It could have been times where he, you got the Three of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles showing up in his reading. So it's almost like, I wonder if he did kind of second guess actually being in a relationship. But I'm not really getting like, he just want to do crazy things though. So I'm wondering, like, did he do that stuff randomly? What is the Star card? Knight of Pentacles. The Moon card with the Two of Swords. The Page of Wands with the Lovers. The Five of Wands with the Justice card. So yeah, that shows that he wasn't really doing the right thing. Especially if you're supposed to be in a relationship and you're cheating. That's clearly Justice, Five of Wands. Creating competition when you're supposed to be in a relationship. Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. So it's like he was showing up in a way where, okay, he was being social, but I don't know if he actually told her directly that he want to be single or something. Because it's like, it's almost like he wants to be single. That's what the reading is looking like. It's almost like he was trying the whole relationship thing. Especially because it was a breath of fresh air and, there was like this attraction or something like that. But it's almost like he was scared of not having a singlehood. Four of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups, so he could have been guarding his heart or just trying to be cautious with his heart. And then you have the Death card with the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, they definitely could have like broke up, got back together sometimes. But yeah, with the Star card and Knight of Pentacles, he was just taking his time. And it could have been because he might have actually enjoyed the friend zone. Or maybe he would have preferred it, He's not rushing because there's other stuff that he want to explore with the Star card and the Knight of Pentacles. So I don't know if he, it's just so crazy because it's like, you just never know. Like, I don't know. It's like they just be doing stuff for the plot or something. Did Joy enjoy being in a relationship with Serayah? Did Joy enjoy being in a relationship with Serayah? Page of Pentacles. Page coming out again. Ace of Cups. High Priestess. It's almost like it was something to do. Like, it was very passionate. It was something to do. It's almost like this connection. It was very spicy. and it gave him something to do, but I feel like he was keeping that secret. He wasn't really being vocal about it being like that for him. It's like he was approaching it in a more tangible way, like this is something I could do to enjoy myself. And Death card, wow. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, again, Page of Cups, Temperance. It was an experience for him. Like Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands is like, it was more so like an experience. It was a lot of passion. It was spicy. It was steamy. But I feel like Serayah actually, had better intentions, on how she was showing up for it. Ten of Cups, Judgment, King of Cups, and they're in different energy. Wheel of Fortune, Four of Pentacles. So his energy is just surrounded by, you got the Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. So he could have been like, knew that he wasn't really in it for the same reason she was. Because it's like she wanted love. She wanted to see just how good things can get romantically. But it's like, it was more so like an experience for him. I don't know. They both could have been taking it slow and stuff like that. But I feel like, Serayah with the Queen of Wands, Page of Cups, she was approaching things in a polite type of way, a genuine way, willing to see where it go. But I don't think his emotions was even like open. You got the King of Cups right in the middle of Judgment and Wheel of Fortune. What is the Judgment card? I feel like he could have been, compassionate and, nice and stuff like that. But I don't think he was in love. He might have enjoyed it, but it's like he was still looking somewhere else. Like they weren't really on the same page. What is Judgment? Four of Cups. He could have felt bored, whether it was bored of her or just bored of being in a relationship. King of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Five of Wands. He was just very unpredictable. It's like, it's no telling what he would do. It's almost like, because it's like he already wasn't sure that he wanted to, completely give his all to this relationship. And then, I guess when he would try to, with the King of Cups, Five of Pentacles, this is like, all right, I might, this could be him talking like, okay, I'm going to stay put, and focus on my relationship. But then, when he get out and about, there's no telling what he going to do with the Wheel of Fortune and Five of Wands. That's unpredictable, actions, selfish actions, because it's the five. And five is a pretty personal energy. And also, like I said, they're celebrities, so they clearly got stuff to do. Work is very important and significant and things like that. But I don't think he was really focused on settling down to begin with, The Six of Cups didn't come out. Pages kept coming out. So I just feel like he was exploring something. He was approaching as puppy love. What a gorgeous woman. It was steamy, it was hot, it was exciting. And it's like he was just approaching it for that. I'm not saying he was using her for that, but he was just kind of engulfing in the experience, basically. So let's see what they both wanted separately from a relationship. I'm going to get 4 cards each. What did Serayah want from the relationship with Joey? We have the Six of Cups. And that's one of the cards that did not come out that much. Six of Cups and Queen of Swords. She wanted, She wanted, you know, to feel cared about, cared for. She wanted to feel attended to, nurtured. Okay, so I'm actually going to pull two. Honestly, two cards is enough. I don't think she was getting this if this is what she wanted. She wanted this, and this is what didn't come out. But I'll pull four though. Six of Wands. Yeah, she wanted to be catered to, nurtured, you know, and she wasn't really getting that type of attention that she wanted. She wasn't really feeling like she was getting the proper attention from her man. She wasn't feeling nurtured, cared for. She wasn't feeling like he was honoring her, you know, basic needs. Six of Cups, that's a basic need. And what did Joy want from a relationship with Serayah? Hermit. Page of Wands. Ten of Cups. Seven of Wands. Because usually the Hermit being, you know, with the Ten of Cups is usually about monogamy, right? But the thing is, they're not in the proper positions to mean monogamy in this particular spread. I feel like he attempted to be monogamous with the Hermit and Page of Wands coming out, and then the Ten of Cups. But he can't stop cheating, Seven of Wands, dealing with other people. You know, seeing people he felt like was attractive that I guess he couldn't turn down, or maybe it was people from the ex. But if it was Hermit, Ten of Cups, then he would want monogamy. But how could a cheater want monogamy? So I feel like he attempted to be monogamous, but it just did not work like that. I don't know if he's ready for monogamy. And the Page of Wands just keep coming out for him. So I feel like he's someone that it's tricky to deal with someone with this energy. Page of Wands coming out too strong for him, you know, in this reading. So this is someone, it's no telling what they'll do. Page of Wands is like a kid, like going outside. Ain't no telling what they gonna do. Ain't no telling what he gonna do. Meanwhile, Serayah is wanting, you know, proper nurturing and attentiveness, especially since they now have a kid. So it could be involving the kid now, or it could have just been in general. And yes, there was videos she was posting when they would be in the gym together and stuff like that. But clearly there was still something missing. I feel like she just attempted to, you know, stick by him and things like that. But, I mean, if he kept cheating, it's like, what could you do? So I don't know if he was, like, outright truthful with her about that, if they agreed on just seeing where it go or something like that, or if they actually agreed to be in a relationship or not. But yeah, this is very straightforward. So that is the reading, guys. Have a good one.